Hey everyone, Harris O'Malley from DrNerdLove.com. So, after my episode about how to be more attractive, a lot of you have been asking about how you can learn to develop your sense of style. This is a really common question from guys. A lot of us tend to grow up not knowing anything about how style works. The problem is that more often than not, we treat style the same way that we treat dating or social skills. Either it's something that you're born with and have a natural inclination to, or it's not, and if you don't have it, then there's nothing you can do about it. And this is a shame because learning how to dress well is one of the quickest and easiest ways to look better. When you start dressing up sharp, you look amazing. Look at movies like Baz Luhrmann's The Great Gatsby or the Ocean's 11 series. Part of what makes everybody in that look so good is that they are all dripping with style. And honestly, dressing well and having a great sense of style is so uncommon these days that you can walk around any mall, any busy street, hell, any bar on a given Friday or Saturday night, look at how people are dressed and ask, what in pluperfect f***ery were you thinking? But this actually works to your advantage because it takes very little to stand out and to be the sharpest dressed, most stylish guy in the room. And you can do this without spending a small fortune in the process. You just have to know the rules of style. Rule number 1 is simple. Fit is king. When it comes to clothes, there are 4 qualities that are important, whether you were talking about jeans and t-shirts or a fine Italian cut suit. Fit, material, quality, and price. Different types of cotton will make your t-shirts drape differently on your body. Similarly, there are clothes that look great at first, but they're designed to fall apart after a specific number of washes. Now, as a general rule, price is also going to be the indicator of material and quality. A $4,000 suit is going to be better made and out of better material than a $100 one. But price ultimately doesn't matter when you are wearing an Armani suit that makes it look like you're doing David Byrne cosplay. And for that matter, it won't make a difference that you're wearing head-to-toe Tom Ford when you look like you had just put a quarter into the Zoltan machine and wish to be big. Fit trumps everything. When you're wearing clothes that fit you perfectly, you look amazing regardless of whether it came from Target, from Express, or from Versace. The thing is, most people don't know how clothes are supposed to fit. In fact, most people wear clothes that are a size, even 2 sizes too big for them, and it makes them look really sloppy. And I know a lot of guys who wear baggy clothes are doing so because they feel like it hides their imperfections, and straight talk, gentlemen, it doesn't. All wearing bad-fitting clothing does is draw attention to your body because of how badly they fit. Here's a quick primer of how clothes are supposed to fit you. First of all, the seams of the shoulder of your shirt should fall where your clavicle meets your shoulder. A long-sleeve shirt cuff should end at the bones of your wrist, covering up your watch, while a short-sleeve shirt's sleeves should stop about mid-bicep. A collared shirt should fit comfortably around your neck, not too tight, not too loose. You should be able to slide 2 fingers into the collar with ease. If you can't, it's too tight. And any shirt, whether it's casual or formal, should fit close to your torso without a lot of material on the sides. Now, if you have creases or gapping around the buttons across your torso, then it's too tight. On the other hand, if it balloons out from your waist when it's tucked into your pants, it's too big. The hem of your shirt will tell you, is it meant to be worn tucked or untucked? If the hem is flat or squared off, it's meant to be worn untucked. If it has tails, where the front and back are longer than at the sides, it's meant to be tucked into your pants. Also, the hem of your shirt should stop somewhere around mid-crotch. Pants, on the other hand, should sit at your natural waist, about 3 finger widths below your navel. And the seat of your pants should start at the top of your butt and end at the crease. The back pockets are going to make a good measure for this. If your back pockets start halfway down your ass, your pants are just not cut for you. Pant legs, on the other hand, should be slim, not too wide, not too tight. They're meant to follow the shape of your legs, not make you look like a Saturn V rocket. And the cuff of your pants should come down to your shoes, forming a natural crease. This is called a break. And the size of the break, the depth of the crease, and how far the pants drape down the back of your shoe is going to vary depending on style and depend on the type of pant. But you never want more than 1 break. That's just a sign that your pants are too long. And here's a little secret for you. If you've ever wondered why celebrities look amazing all the time, even when they're making a run for coffee at 6 in the morning, it's because they tailor everything, including their t-shirts and jeans. A tailor is your best friend when it comes to clothes and style, especially if you're having a hard time finding clothes that fit. A good tailor can adjust sleeve lengths, taper your shirts and your pants, including your jeans, open up or bring in the waist, adjust the break on your slacks, nip in the sides of your jackets. Even a minor adjustment can make a off-the-rack suit look like it was custom made for you. Now, tailoring does add to the cost, and it's usually about $35 or so, but there are ways of getting things tailored cheaply, or even for free. Most department stores will do simple alterations as part of the purchase, and you can make small changes like adding darts to a shirt for relatively cheap. But the best thing you can do is just factor the price of tailoring into the cost of the clothes you're buying. Rule number 2. Keep it simple. One of the problems that guys run into when they're working on developing their style is that it's hard to know where to start. It's really easy to get overwhelmed by all the options. Can you pair this shirt with those pants? What about stripes with patterns? Is this a good outfit for that occasion? Yeah, this shirt is cool now, but is it going to make you look like a douchebag in 6 months? When you're just starting to develop your style, then the best thing that you can do is build a strong foundation by focusing on looks that are simple and classic instead of having a lot of different outfits for a lot of different occasions. Simple is elegant. Simple is timeless, and most importantly, simple is versatile. By keeping things simple, solid colors, classic cuts, and a focus on fit, you end up creating a foundation for your style that you can build on as you get more experienced and start to get a little more experimental. But the great thing is that simple means that you don't need a massive closet of expensive clothes that you hardly ever wear. By keeping to simple, timeless, and well-fitting clothing, you end up building a wardrobe that you can mix and match effortlessly. A nice V-neck paired with some slim cut chinos can be a great casual outfit. And if you switch out those chinos for dark jeans and add a sports coat, now you have an outfit that's great for going out on the town. And if you have a hot date, take those jeans, put on a solid color button down and a leather jacket, and you are going to look amazing. And you can dress this outfit down with a more casual shoe like Chuck Taylor's, or you can dress it up with some leather Oxfords. By focusing on simplicity and timeless classics, you end up being able to do a lot more with a lot less. You don't have to spend a lot of time trying to figure out what to wear because, hey, everything you have all works together. This means that you look great while saving you a lot of time and a lot of money, and you can invest those savings elsewhere. And once you've built up that solid foundation, you can start to branch out and experiment and start building a style that's uniquely yours. The tricky part is just figuring out what that style would look like, which brings us to rule number 3. Find your archetype. There is a lot to be said for just going out and experimenting and trying out a lot of different looks. Unfortunately, this is also how you end up clearing out a closet full of Affliction knockoffs. But there is a shortcut to finding your style. You are going to borrow a page from Hollywood and embrace your sexy stereotype, your archetype, if you will. Hollywood deals in archetypes all the time. We know what type of a character a person is in any show or movie just by looking at him. That shapes our expectations and the way that we relate to him. And we can use that to our advantage. Who are you boiled down to just 1 or 2 words? Are you a writer, an artist, a scientist, a biker, a rock star? By finding your archetype, you are borrowing the expertise of stylists and designers to give you a place to start when it comes to developing your personal style. And the great thing is that there is a wide variety within each archetype that is still immediately identifiable. If you are the rock star archetype, then you can be a Sex Pistols era punk, or you can rock suits like David Bowie, or you can take risks like Keith Richards. Entrepreneurs, on the other hand, can range from the jeans and a hoodie tech startup uniform to the more conservative and traditional pinstripe power suit. Writers can range from Allen Ginsberg to Ernest Hemingway. Scientists can go anywhere from Sheldon Cooper to Howard Stark. It's all about finding the version of the archetype that resonates with who you are as an individual. Now, keep in mind, you do not want to just slavishly copy whatever version of archetype that you find. It's there to provide you with a starting point and some ideas to to experiment with as you're finding the things that make your style as unique as you are. Now, when I talk about style and clothing, I'm usually hearing from folks who are complaining that this means that they need to toss out their entire closet and spend a fortune on new clothes. That's not it at all. In fact, that is what actually brings us to rule number 4. Upgrade your wardrobe strategically. The last thing that you want to do is chuck out your entire closet at once. When you're trying to replace everything at the same time, you feel a lot of pressure to get things without really thinking about it, and as a result, you end up with a closet full of regrets. You are far better off to take time to weed out your closet slowly with a one in, one out policy. Identify the things that you don't wear, that don't fit, or that you just don't like anymore, and put those aside and switch them out systematically, 1 or 2 items at a time, over the course of months. This keeps you from buying things in a rush, which will lead you to grab clothes that seem like a good idea at the time, but you'll regret having bought within 2 weeks of having brought them home. Now, the other benefit of taking a methodical approach to switching out your clothes and upgrading your wardrobe is that it gives you more opportunities to save money. You can build an amazing wardrobe on the cheap if you're strategic about it. When it comes to upgrading your wardrobe, cool clothes don't need to be expensive. H&M, Topman, and Uniqlo all have clothes that are stylish and they look great, but they're also really affordable. You can also find awesome clothes on the cheap through online stores like ASOS or even Amazon.com. But there are plenty of ways of getting cool clothes from not much money, even from the priciest of stores. Now, the first and most obvious way is to shop the way that women do and work the sale. The beginning and end of every season means that it's time for stores to rotate out their inventory. They want to unload the clothes on hand to make room for new stock, which means that clothing stores will have at least 2 major sales every year. Everything that's been on the sales floor is about to hit the discount rack, and hitting up the sales, especially right as they're getting ready to move from, say, summer to fall, means that you can get amazing clothes at a really deep discount. And if you do a little research, you can plan to hit the sales right at the start, before everything gets picked through and all the good stuff is gone. However, that's not the only way to save money. A lot of times stores will go out of their way to get you specifically to come in and shop, and they do this by offering sales and coupons and discounts in exchange for your signing up to their mailing lists. Now, personally, I have got multiple burner email accounts just for store mailing lists. This keeps the spam to a minimum on my main accounts, but it also means that I get notified every time one of my favorite clothing retailers is having a sale or they're offering some email-only coupon code. And while you're doing this, don't forget to look online, because sites and apps like Honey and Retail Me Not can help you find deals and offers that you might not know about otherwise, which will save you a ton of money on stores and brands that you think might otherwise be out of your reach. Now, all this having been said, if you want to save money on clothes, I don't recommend going to the outlets. I know people swear by Nordstrom Rack and the like, but these days the brand name outlets sell clothing lines that are made specifically for the outlet. They're basically cheap knockoffs of their own clothes. So I don't recommend that. And while it is good to save money, there are some items that I think you should splurge on. If nothing else, invest in a great pair of leather dress shoes. Shoes are an area where you get what you pay for. You may be getting a bargain at that discount shoe store, but the odds are good that you're going to have to replace them pretty quickly. Yes, leather dress shoes are expensive, but they are an investment that pays out over time. The most important rule when it comes to style is rule number 5. It is all about attitude. If you have ever wondered why this person can get away with a look that would look insane on anyone else, the answer is because they understand the rules of style and they have the right attitude. The biggest part of what makes an outfit work or not work has nothing to do with the clothes and everything to do with the person wearing it. Think of when you're doing cosplay. You don't feel like an idiot or a fraud when you're cosplaying as Spider-Man or Daredevil or Iron Bull or whomever, because you're not trying to get away with anything. You don't feel like you're trying to be someone you're not. What you're doing is wearing that costume as an expression of your love for that character and for the character design and everything about it. But that same attitude applies to the clothes that you wear every day. The more that you embrace embrace your style and how it expresses who you are, the more that you can get away with. When you understand the rules, then you can start to break them in strategic ways. This is what makes the difference between a daring iconoclast and a guy who looks like he got dressed in the middle of a war between a drag show and a Hot Topic overstock sale. And honestly, part of the reason why a lot of guys dress badly is because they don't think that they're allowed to wear the clothes that they want to wear. They're just not the person who gets to wear something daring or that would make them stand out. And honestly, that is all bull. Style is not about waiting for other people's permission to wear what you want to wear. It's about taking the reins and expressing yourself. What ultimately makes clothes work, what's stylish on one person and a mess on another, is you. Fashion is someone else's idea of what looks good. Style is about who you are. Hey, thanks for checking out my latest video. So you've heard what I had to say. Now I want to hear from you. What's your style story? How did you discover your style and what tips do you have? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you all have more questions about style and cool clothes, share those too, and if enough of you are interested, we can do another video on this really soon. If you've got a short dating question or a topic you'd like to hear about on here, let me know. Share it in the comments or send it to doc@drnerdlove.com and put "for YouTube" in the subject header. Meanwhile, now that you're dressing like a sexy badass and you want to know what to do with all that new attention you're going to be getting, then check out my newest book, I Got Her Number, Now What? This is your all-purpose guide to testing for success, and this is going to help you turn your phone into a date ATM. Links to buy it are in the show notes, so go check it out. And if you do check it out, be sure to rate and review it on Amazon and Goodreads. That is a huge help. If you're digging the series, then hey, you already know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, let me know, share it around to all your friends, and if you are really enjoying these videos, if you're finding that you're getting a lot out of it and that it's really helping you and you want to support the channel, then consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/drnerdlove. Even $1 is a huge help, and I know I say this every week, but I mean it. I can't do this without the support of my patrons, and I appreciate every single one of you. Meanwhile, you can follow me on Twitter at @DrNerdLove. You can keep up with the latest news from Dr. Nerdlove by joining the official Facebook page at facebook.com/DrNerdLove. And as always, hit that logo to subscribe, check out my other videos, and I will be back with you next time with more about love, sex, and dating. Later.